You know what I mean?
Self is the most important thing. I can't take care of her if I'm not taking care of me.
Exactly.
Like self is getting to know myself has been a doo-wop of an experience. Learning that the 4 people that don't like me are the only 4 people that don't like me. It's just that they're the most influential people in my fucking feelings.
Right. I mean, I feel like
that's a big hurdle.
If you only got 4 people that don't like you, you're probably not doing it right.
No, I'm a good guy.
I feel like, I mean, sometimes I feel like, hey, sorry. I went to go wipe my nose and some more of my scab is peeling off right here on your couch.
Let's run this a couple minutes. Talk to yourself and see if we can't get 1 or 2 viewers. Maybe Chrissy will pop up.
Yeah, hey, you never know. Never know. Is there anybody out there? Is there anyone at all? Stop sending me shit I don't wanna see.
Make sure I have 200 on that gas. Yeah, what condition my condition was in. One more time, and then I'm coming back and I'm here. I keep getting little things.
Yeah.
Chaotic. Okay. But anyway, man. Dude, what do you mean? Okay.
Suck my ass.
So,
right now.
So I want to get this understanding correct, dude. First off, I kind of like this setup, oddly enough. Yeah, we could put the green screen behind us if we wanted to get a little stand. But this redneck living room shit.
Cool with me.
But anyway, so they came in on fan planes and parachutes.
Well, not just that.
Yeah, no, but that shows a certain level of planning.
Well, I mean,
they paradropped into a music festival, okay?
Yeah.
That's some shit we did to people in World War II. They paradropped into a music festival. Also had cars coming in. They murdered, raped, and beheaded people in an entire community. Shot babies. Beheaded babies.
Burned them, all kinds of shit.
And then you're going to turn around and tell Israel, look, stay calm.
And if I'm Israel, did y'all say something?
You know, the Gaza Strip looks like a really nice place for one of them 15-minute cities.
Nobody didn't. Just stop right there. Just stop right there and say, put your feet in their shoes. How mad would you have been if the world told us after 9/11, hold Hold on.
Yeah, no.
Bro, I promise you, we've been hurling nukes at everybody. Like, fuck all y'all.
Yes, yeah. Well, okay, so
But this
Iran promised Israel a great earthquake if they went with their land invasion into Gaza.
well, they're about to.
Which I've been watching bombing for the last 36 hours. There can't be.
Dude, I'm telling
There can't be a lot of land to invade.
you are witnessing, I am fairly certain that you are witnessing the very beginning of World War III.
Oh, absolutely.
Because our leader is weak and cannot get a way around this. Because instantly, if Donald Trump was president, the very second that any credible news people broke that story
Right?
about Iran saying they're going to do anything like that, would absolutely have resulted in.
Donald Trump would have sent him a picture of his house.
No, he already did that. He wouldn't do it. No, he would do something else. He would send him a picture from inside his house.
Right.
He just
Right.
You're not going to do shit.
Here's a picture of your son on a school bus.
Israel completely annihilate these Hamas terrorists, and you're not going to do shit.
You know what I'm afraid of?
Because Donald Trump would never allow for Iran to say what they are saying without consequences.
No.
You ain't gonna do shit, bro. Go ahead.
I will line my tanks up around your country and we will drive to the middle.
Israel is, in a way, to me, it seems like Israel is our little brother. You know what I mean? It's okay if I pick on you because you're my little brother. But as soon as someone outside this family picks on you, that's when we go to war.
It's a mixed bag, and I don't mean mixed bag as in mixed emotions. It's a mixed bag of we firsthand came to save you from the atrocities you were going through in World War II. We are very religious as a country, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, and Israel is the land of God and to be protected. Then you've got the other flip side. They are a close ally, military ally. Have you noticed everything they're flying around in is what we have? They're flying around in Apaches. They've got F-22s. They've got, and they're part of NATO. So if you scrap all of the first 5 reasons, just the fact they're part of NATO, we come. Just because. I hate Fox. They've been playing the same footage for the last 3 days.
That's why you got a smart TV?
Yeah.
Why don't you have Twitter up there? Twitter has all the live streams. You can watch all kinds of shit in. Dude, I watched Hamas.
But the Palestinian,
from the.
This is what worries me, dude.
Dude had a rocket launcher on the back of a motorcycle with a phone.
Let's have this scary conversation. Because Americans are not Swedish. And I think it would be cute if my daughter ran around with an AR on her back everywhere she went, and so did her friend. That's a very go around and find out attitude for a country. I love how they do that. Everybody's got a gun. The girls all carry guns. Well, the girls are all enlisted like they are in Israel. And so even when they're on their civilian time, they carry their firearms. So they're out in their little prom dress with an M4 strapped across their back, and it matches their dress, and it's cute. But we don't live like that here. We do have all kinds of guns at home in the safe. But if some people who just didn't care, don't care if they live or die, they're terrorists, just decided that they wanted to, in some manner or another, just start going door to door at 4 in the afternoon and just murder. if that was the new style of terror attack, like they did in Israel, instead of car bombs, blowing up buildings, blowing up, dude, that changes everything. That changes the entire game. You know what I mean? Like, that's I'm not talking about a land invasion. I'm just talking about a bunch of people who got here in one manner or another, live quietly in their apartments, and they've waited for the word. That's what scares me. When we get involved, there's a lot of pro-Palestinian protesters, and when we get involved with this war, I feel like it's going to be like all the old 80s terrorist movies where they're screaming, you wanted to get involved with the war. Your people don't live in peace either. Like, I really have real concerns for that. And not to mention this, I'm sorry, this shit's biblical. According to the Bible, according to the Bible, northern Israel will get nuked. It doesn't say get nuked.
I was going to say, I think you're...
it says their eyes. It says their eyes. Their eyes will come from their forehead, and their tongues will come from their mouths before they can hit the ground. Before their knees hit the ground, I believe is the exact. And that sounds like a nuclear blast. You're just turned to ash before you fall. Dude. You can come get your shoes. You don't have to crawl. It is cute when you crawl. Here we go. We gonna come in here and we gonna fuck some shit up. Yeah. The United States Navy is already there. We've been landing F-15s for... I shouldn't have watched this as much as I have. We've been landing F-15s, and they said that, according to the reporter, they said as soon as the planes landed, they started refueling them and arming them. So they came off the carrier, landed on land. So your carrier can carry like 3 squadrons. You can only launch 2 at a time, but you can go to the country where you're going, where there's an air base set up, and start sending your planes to the air base. That's another use for a carrier. It's not just for the direct strike.
Right.
So they said as soon as these planes landed, they started fueling them, and they started arming them, and they took back off. So, dude, I mean, someone is going to come to protect these people militarily, is what I fear. Egypt's not letting anybody in or out. Like, no country around them is letting anybody in or out.
That's how it should be.
That's fair. These people, okay.
I'm sorry, you democratically elected, whether you call it with a gun to your fucking head or not, you democratically elected a terrorist organization as your ruling party. I don't give a fuck about none of these people, bro. I don't give a civilian my ass. Every one of y'all are fighters, unless you're too fucking old.
And taught that you must slaughter
every fucking one of y'all. I don't fucking care.
Right?
The way I see it, you came into our country, you murdered our kids. And then when you couldn't take an old lady hostage, you burned her alive. Because she was too old. She didn't have a wheelchair. She's on the second floor of an apartment. They didn't want to carry her down the steps to take her hostage. They burned her alive in her apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck you and everything you stand for. I personally hope that becomes Gaza Strip is Israel's new parking lot. Like, flatten it.
It'd be a beautiful 15 minutes.
It'd be great. You can make a beachfront fucking resort paradise. I mean, fuck, you're right on the Mediterranean. Like, I bet you that water's blue as shit. Dude, fuck y'all. I'm taking all, and that's exactly what Israel has done. And the simple fact, since you brought it
they
up,
said they will remember this for 100 years.
That we have pro-Palestinian protests in these cities and college campuses only shows, one, how insulated we are from the rest of the world, and two, how spoiled we are. That's all it is.
Right?
You know what I mean? That's all it is, dude. It's just simply that. Because you can go type it in right now on Twitter. There is a Twitter page, Queers for Palestine. These motherfuckers will throw you off the building, bro. They don't.
You know, it's kind of like, I didn't know this till the other day. It's got like a 7-story minimum.
They will fuck. They don't care. They will murder you.
They have to build buildings 7-story tall so they have somewhere
to toss your ass off.
Like, they have a rule. It's like the 30-pound rule for the animals in West Virginia. It's got to be a 7-story building.
It's like on Twitter this morning, dude. There was a story about a lady who lived in Gaza, an Israeli citizen who lived in Gaza and fought for Palestinian protections under Israeli law. Hamas came in and murdered her whole family. They don't fucking care.
Yeah.
If you're an Israeli citizen, they want you murdered.
I had this conversation with a lady the other day, and it was obvious she was very liberal, but she kind of engaged it. So I said it like this. There are certain groups of people in this world you just don't understand and you don't want to mess with. You know. And before we go into this region of the world, let's just talk about the countries around Russia. You got Georgia. You got, what are they called? You got Chechnya.
Lithuania.
You got Lithuania. These are Slavs. Okay. They used to call them barbarians back in the day. These are white people, but they're known as Slavics. They are barbaric. You don't want to go to war with these people. Like, they are
Chechens. They're all just badasses.
They're not badasses. They don't give up. They will murder you in manners you don't want to talk about. They will make Mexican cartels blush.
Just like one of my favorite creators on TikTok, the Fat Electrician, says.
It's only a war crime the first time.
It's never a war crime the first time.
I've quoted him 30 times watching this in the last few days. Warheads on foreheads. I love his. I absolutely shout out to the Fat Electrician. I absolutely do love your shows. Yeah. But no, they're going to turn this into a one. Yeah, it's going to be a parking lot when they're done.
But it won't be because the world.
No, because we're going to have outbreaks here, dude.
Dude, if you look at the history of this, the history says this is not going to end well for any of these people.
No.
Israel has successfully defended itself from multiple countries' attacks in the past. This is not going to end well. Lebanon, Syria, they've all attacked them before. Egypt, they've all attacked Israel before. Like, Israel has done nothing but try to make peace.
I tried to play devil's advocate. Because, I mean, there's that many...
On this topic?
Well, there's...
Possible.
I know. But I had to research. Because there's so many pro-Palestine people. Let me see what's going on here. Let me look into some history. No, dude. I understand up until like a few years back, the whole thing, because you wanted that East Bank. And they were like, you know what? Take it. You can have it. And the first thing you did when they said take it, you can have it, was drive some trucks in there with missiles on the back of them so you could get closer and launch. You know what?
100%.
You know what? They should have built a specially designed steamroller to roll over that entire fucking strip then.
The thing is that the people that are pro-Palestinian that in this country are so grossly uneducated on the whole topic.
Oh, well, I mean, they're very...
You know what I mean?
They're very...
Because if you go all the way back into the 40s, There's no Palestine. There's no Palestinian people. It's like, I'm probably wrong, but Ottoman Empire? Or not, what was it before World War II? It wasn't Iraq.
No, there were Palestinians.
It wasn't Syria. No, it's not. I'm telling you. It's not. They made this shit up. They made this shit up. The Palestinian people were not Palestinians. They're Ottomans, or they're something else. They created the word Palestine after World War II. Like, no, I didn't bring any facts. I'm telling you, this is shit I read. But before World War II, Palestinian people weren't a thing. They were Arabs, or they were Ottomans, or whatever the word, like whatever it was,
Lebanese. There's several countries there.
Before World War II, Lebanon didn't really even exist. Like, they created all this shit.
No.
They redrew lines, so they created Israel and gave the Jewish people a place of their own. Like, whoever was in charge of that shit. I'm pretty sure the U.S. government had something to do with that. But, dude, like, you think about it, you go back into history, since World War II, Israel has been at war and won against everyone in the region.
Oh, yeah.
And yet, except Israel always wants to give land away for peace. That was it. They gave the Gaza Strip, at one point, they gave the Gaza Strip to Egypt, so Egypt would stop attacking them.
If you can't agree on Jesus, can you at least agree on hummus?
We had this conversation the other day. No, because, this is like way before hummus was invented, my friend.
I got that. Hummus been around a long time.
Oh, bro, this is before they even knew what olives were.
No,
you know what I'm saying? This is, you said it. This is biblical. This is, I hate you from the day this world was created. It's all based on religion. Islamic people are a generally peaceful people, but there are a sect of Islam that is just not that way.
Egypt put up reinforced concrete borders. They said nobody. Nobody. Nobody, baby.
Nope. Israel cut off all power, food, water, all of it. Gaza Strip.
What do they want? I mean, if you lived if you lived next door to me and my gas pipe ran through your property and you shot my dog, I'd probably shut your gas off.
Dude, go beyond that. go. Don't even be so simplified, bro. If I wake up tomorrow morning and I decide that I'm gonna go in the safe and I'm gonna get my gun, I'm gonna hold my family hostage. I'm fucking snapped.
Right.
I hold my fucking family hostage. I'm barricading us in the door. When someone calls the police, the first thing they fucking do is cut the power. The second thing they do is establish communication somehow.
That's exactly what
makes you any different. You just kidnapped 250 of our citizens, or whatever the number is.
Oh, man.
150 people were taken
hostage. None of this was called for. It was just a random Tuesday thing.
It's a Saturday, actually, but, hey, whatever.
I just like Tuesday's a random day.
But, yeah, point taken. It was just a random day, but it wasn't, though. This was something that's been planned. You don't have this kind of success. There was a Hamas general or commander that made a statement. It was on Twitter the other day that he was really, really surprised at how far the attack went before they encountered any type of resistance.
What do? You know
what I mean? He was really surprised.
Guys,
because Hamas is used to this. Apparently, the Mossad is one of the most sophisticated intelligence agencies in the world. And of course, they were taught by the CIA. But since they've learned their skills from the CIA, they've improved upon that shit. They got this shit on lock, apparently.
Right. Nobody wants the Mossad on there.
Apparently, Hamas commanders never expected it to get this far. They never expected it to get this far.
Somebody
really
talking about...
They were expecting resistance within the first few minutes of breaking through the border.
I've said this before. I know I've said this before.
Oh, shit.
I know I've said this before. We live in a highly technological society. You cannot move military equipment. I mean, we're watching you from satellites. We're listening to your cell phones. We're watching you on your cell phone GPS. I can see everywhere you go. I can follow you in cars. I can watch all your Google and YouTube and all of your traffic on your internet. I mean, I can see your every move. But if you start putting your notes on paper and passing them around to class and then throwing them in the garbage, and you stop talking about shit on the phone, and you go buy like certain pieces of low-tech like air flying equipment that's used for recreation, or even let's use West Virginia. Let's say some side-by-sides and four-wheelers and a couple bass boats. I mean, there was no military target involved, dude. So if I just wanted to go to Stonewall and do something horrific just to put fear in people around, well, nobody would notice that. As long as we didn't talk about it on phone, we didn't, it would just be a couple, immigrants that are fishing, going four-wheeling. No military in the world is watching for you to buy air fans and parachutes.
No.
Hamas wasn't watching for that purchase. You could buy 10 of them because you're opening a business.
The thing is, though, like, this should have been known. This is just my opinion from an uneducated citizen when it comes to national security and shit like that. I don't know the first fucking thing about it. Common sense tells me that when I know as a common citizen on YouTube, I know that Hamas has received $2 billion in international aid in the past couple of years. And I know that Hamas has spent 90% of that money on weapons. So if I know that, Mossad should definitely know that.
Have you heard it's worse?
Mossad definitely knows that. Then why haven't they done something to counter this?
So I don't know if you know this or not.
With a threat, like
this one company. For entertainment purposes, this one company got a whole bunch of stuff from this other company. Loads of it. This other company's been sending them shit like every month, like all kinds of shit. But somehow, the stuff that this company got from that other company has shown up in this small company's hands. And this small company has been like using it to harass this other company. And the shit that's getting found by this company over here has this company's name on it. And the guys that are using tools for this one company to harass this other company are using tools that were left on a job site by this company over that same company. But I digress, because in a technological world where everything is top-notch, everything is way outside of expectations of I can see your every move, I can watch your every move, I know everything you're doing. Things like cardboard drones that are in Ukraine, and if look, you see this thing? I see it. I assume like a smart 16-year-old could build one of them as a hobby now that he sees a picture of it.
Probably already do it.
Okay. You can't find them on radar. They're undetectable on radar. They can carry a payload, a small payload. But it doesn't need to be a big payload. It's cardboard. It's an undetectable bomb that can be flown through the air. And it is a standard weapon used in Ukraine now. So it's a weapon. And it flies. Look, it's not as little as it looks. But like in a technological world, this is where we're going. Low tech, air fans, cardboard drones.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it makes sense. You know, let's go ahead and fast forward. What was it like?
Hey,
200 years or so?
Yeah.
No. Go ahead and fast forward 200 years. Tell me again how John Connor defeated the Terminator. Pretty sure it was low tech shit.
Yeah.
Like that's how you do it.
Well, Sarah Connor used a pressing machine. She straight learned into a pressing machine.
Bye, Daddy.
I love you. Why are you crying? Hey! Hey, little girl.
What?
Come here. Got too much lipstick on and it's crooked. I love you. Dude, ain't nothing you can do about this cardboard run.
Right, but Russia is also, going back to, because, we spent the last 6 months talking about Ukraine. So
Right.
I don't really, I never really did care that much about Ukraine.
Well, I mean, any war is worth watching.
Yeah,
I mean,
never waste an opportunity to, what is it? Never waste a crisis. Is that
right. Well, I mean, it does affect us in what, especially economically.
So, like, that Syria has also been launching attacks against Syria or against Israel too, right?
Right.
So, Israeli government has been bombing the Syria airport where these attacks have been coming out of.
Yeah.
And now Russia's threatening to get involved because Russia and Syria are allies. I'm telling you, this could be.
Well, yeah, because Russia's just
it, man.
So a lot of people didn't realize. If I understood right, I was trying to find the article the other day where they were talking about how Ukraine's doing it too, I guess, now. But anyway.
Yeah, using low tech.
Yeah. But what were we saying?
Oh, about Russia threatening to get involved.
Yeah, because Russia, we went to Syria and took somebody out of power. And we were in a proxy war with Russia the whole time we were in Syria.
Yeah,
and we
are.
And I think it was the Trump administration that they gave the bad intel, and they killed a bunch of civilians in Syria. And I think that was intentional. You know what I mean? I feel like that was an intentional setup.
It may have been.
And after they did, they were like,
I feel like a lot of shit's intentional. I feel like this really is 4 years overdue.
Probably more than that.
No. It's not more than that. This is supposed to have happened in 2016 because you remember Hillary Clinton was supposed to be our president. This is supposed to have already fucking happened.
You probably got a point. You've probably got a solid point with that.
Because the only reason why this is happening is because we have a weak leader. There is no...
It's not because we have a weak leader. It's because America. See, I mean, our weak leader's fucking us up, but America, we are the cornerstone of the world.
I know China's creeping. I get it. Russia's nowhere close. But we are the predominant world power. And we just haven't been acting like it.
Dude, we are thin now, though. We are in a
It doesn't matter. Look, nuclear capabilities-wise, China won't come close to ours until 2032.
It won't matter.
So, nuclear capability-wise, China's not really on our level yet. soon, very, very fucking soon. I'm not discounting their ability. I'm just saying. Russia, yes, they have a shit ton of nukes. 90% of them are old. They just have missiles. Yes, they have some hypersonics. That accounts for, last I heard, maybe 6% of their arsenal. They haven't replenished their arsenal yet. I don't think, nuclear capabilities wise, like, I don't think that Russia or China is on our level. With that being said, if we are drawn into a world war, like, it's most likely going to happen somewhere in the Middle East area where Russia, because China's in Afghanistan now, Russia's in Syria, we're in Saudi Arabia and Israel, Iran, I guess they got Russian and Chinese influence. I don't really know what side they've picked.
Right.
You know what I mean? It seems like this is the beginning of the New World War, and it's happening in the Holy Land. Like, what the fuck?
I read one time somewhere.
This can't be coincidental.
I read somewhere one time that there was going to be like a big war with Israel and a bunch of people around it, and it was going to be like 30 million deep in the Holy Land. Where'd I read that at?
And let's say we get, sucked into a world war in the Middle East. And then guess what? Like, we're putting all our resources in the Middle East, and Russia's gonna sneak in through Alaska and just fucking creep in behind us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, dude, I like what the guy said on TikTok the other day. He said, I'm not gonna, like, throw some crazy conspiracy theories at you. I'm just gonna tell you should prepare to defend yourself. Like, I'm not saying that I believe any. I'm just watching the world, and common sense says you should defend yourself.
You should prepare to defend yourself.
And if you're going to go Israel, listen, if you're going to go in, you just need to go.
Because let's be real, if there's going to be an attack on this country, we already have enough military-age men in this country.
They could hurt us.
They could do damage to the cities where there's not a lot of civilians armed. You ain't doing shit out here. Man, I promise you wouldn't too far around here, bro. I just don't think you have...
The first couple you would.
Everybody
the first couple you would.
Everybody will have the first couple. And it'll start in Charleston.
I don't know, will it?
Bro, you've been living here 25 years. You've been living out here 25 years. I bet you can't name one motherfucker around here that doesn't have more than one weapon. Name one. Name one.
It's not like I have an AK by my front fucking door.
Shut your mouth. You're not allowed to say that. For entertainment purposes only.
I'm just making a joke.
I forgot to laugh in. My bad.
I mean, like, it's not like the country's full of paranoid militants.
It's not like this country's been in existence for 200 and whatever the number is, and we've been at war for 240 of those. We haven't had many years of peace. We've had 4, but even under Donald Trump, we were still at war in Afghanistan.
I swear to God, if they invade us, we're going to tell the tweakers that your backpacks are full of copper.
Those would be the first ones to go.
I don't know. I don't know. See, I get a lot of time to drive around and think about this. So
I'm finding, the first thing I'm doing is finding the meth dealer. No, I'm taking him hostage.
No, the heroin addicts. Listen, the heroin addicts. The opioids, the pills, they'll be the first to go because all their resources and all their rehab resources will disappear. So they'll either have to clean up or they're just going to have to, so that'll be rough. The meth heads make their own drugs.
Yeah, that's true. That's why you take over the deal.
They make their own shit, and they'll find some other shit to make it out of if they can't find something. So, I mean, they're a genius. Chemically, they're a genius. I got nothing for it, and I got nothing to say about it. Like, the chemically...
Remember that one time back in, like, early 2000s when our lawmakers thought it would be a great idea to outlaw Sudafed because that's gonna stop them, by God.
Didn't they find some other stuff?
Yeah, they did. Bro, they went and got some way other shit. What's that shit? Like,
immediately. Like, so...
I think they started using, like, iodine and all kinds of good shit. Like, damn, son. And the best thing about it is the best shit's always made in somebody's bathtub that didn't finish 8th grade. And 90% of the time, his eye probably looks this way. Like, always some fucked up dude. You're like, there's no way you made this. This shit's fire, son. No, I wouldn't know anything
He's
about
probably shirtless, holding a machete.
I am so fucking thankful I never got involved in that shit. That shit was so rampant around here for the longest time, dude.
I seen it, and I was like,
seen it,
oh, I've seen it from every angle. It's bad.
Let me be the first to testify. So I am 48 years old, and I have never in my life had the want to stay up for 4 days. I don't even want to be up much more than 16 to 18 hours. I get a little cranky after 18 hours, motherfuckers. You know,
Yeah. Like, I get bored. I ain't got nothing to do for that long.
and that's the reason why they start digging in it. There's copper in that wall. They got all this shit tore the fuck out. You don't have power to your bathroom. You don't know what the fuck happened. Bro. They were resourceful.
You always had, you got those friends that you didn't know on it until the day you realized.
Right.
You were like,
Really?
wait a minute. I got good friends and family, man, that do it. And I mean, I don't judge them because they're not.
I don't.
Then I have the ones, I have cousins that are like that, like vacuum the yard level. It's just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yep. Yeah, man, it's it is insane. We might be witnessing the beginning of World War III, buddy.
Man.
I hope not. I hope everything works out. I hope Israel completely destroys Hamas and pushes them out of Gaza and reclaims it.
I really feel like what's going on there is going to be global, because it's already global. It's almost as if it was pre-planned to be global. Like, you're going to go to America and you're going to lead these protests. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, there is no way that.
And then I got my accusations.
There's no way that you'll ever convince me that Joe Biden and whoever the powers are under his administration are so ignorant to the fact that they never approved what's really happening now. There's no way. When they adopted this open borders idea, it was never about bringing in fighting age males from China and Afghanistan and all these places that hate us, you know, Libya and all these people.
Right.
This open borders idea was less privileged people from South America should be able to come here and flourish. That was their idea. This has turned into something that they've lost control of, and you'll never...
you can't convince me it was a plan. They have found United Nations identification cards on these people.
100%. But I don't believe the UN came to Joe Biden and said, hey, man, we're going to send all these fighting age males of your country through Mexico and Venezuela, and that's what you're going to do, okay? Nah. No. The UN may have convinced Joe Biden to do some open borders to help the less privileged people of South America. This is a bigger plan than Joe Biden. I promise you. The UN, somebody's flying these motherfuckers across the ocean. This is not migration, bro. This is an invasion.
This is an invasion.
But it's not Joe Biden.
And Joe Biden opened the gate.
This is bigger. Joe Biden opened the gate because he's a bleeding heart liberal that believes open borders is their best idea.
Okay. What is the uncontrollable, most predictable incident that's going to happen in the future?
If I knew that, I'd be a millionaire. That.
Donald Trump's going to be elected in 2024.
100%. Well, nothing's 100%.
But if we have a fair, honest election...
The CIA hasn't been known to...
If we have a fair, honest election...
both agree with that.
Donald Trump's going to be the president in 2024.
And all of that you just said...
Okay.
Is if it were written in words, all of that you just said would be like, 10, 12 font. Except the first word. The first word that you just said is this fucking big. It's taking up the whole page. And then the rest of what you said is like this. But anyway, that is the biggest word in your whole statement.
But nonetheless, and if they falsify this election to the point where it looks like he didn't win, I fear that January 6th is going to look like a
day at the park.
A day at the park. Like, people are going to be pissed. We can't have an election.
If Joe Biden wins again...
So now,
who was it that somebody already said that 2024 will be the last?
Conspiracy theorists believe. This is conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists believe.
Do we have to keep saying for entertainment purposes only?
For entertainment purposes only.
Can we just like...
And this isn't something I'm saying. I'm just saying I've scoured the net, and conspiracy theorists seem to believe that a certain organization, charity organization, possibly connected to a former Secretary of State or Prime Minister of a country, okay, a foundation from Southern America, possibly could have hired a particular Middle Eastern group to take out a certain embassy because a particular ambassador knew about some stuff that didn't need to get out. So they made sure that happened. Coincidentally, that same group is attacked this company. So there's ties. There's ties between our CIA and every terror, dirty, drug organization on the planet, okay? They fight them till they need them. And if you could fire up, if you used something like this to fire up them inside your own country, you could get it hot enough to where you need them guys with the UN ID cards to don the uniforms they were given and go outside and meet up at the trucks. And once you do that, you can invoke the War Crimes Act. And once you do that, there's no election. You tell me the CIA ain't smart enough to figure that one out.
Apparently not.
Even if this Hamas thing was 100% unrelated, we got it! We can stop the election. How? We're going to get the people who are pro-Palestinian so heated up that they start riots. And when they start riots, maybe we can get the right-wingers to try to stop them. And once that happens, we can bring the UN in, and once the UN's fired up, because they're already here, we can invoke the War Crimes Act. And there's no election.
That's a lot of reach, bro.
That's not a lot of reach, really.
That's a lot of reach.
We've watched them try to get Donald Trump on the RICO Act. They're trying to reach.
But none of that will stick. None of that will stick.
No, it won't. But they are
That's exactly going That's going to ignite his base and maybe even expand his base. Do you know how many, like, according to the polls that you trust, which are few and far between, you know how many fucking Democrats have already admitted that they voted for Joe Biden just out of hatred for Donald Trump?
Oh, yeah.
So, and then let's get away from all this conspiracy theory and stuff. Let's focus back on this for a minute. Do you know the damage that is about to occur to the Democrat Party? Do you know how many votes RFK is going to suck away from Democrats because he chose to go to independent? Did you know that he raised $11 million in 8 hours?
Oh, yeah.
The minute he switched from Democrat to independent?
Yep.
Dude, like, the Democrats are really going to have to get a stretch to win this election. RFK might even suck some Trump votes away.
That's what I was just exactly saying in my head. I was like, man,
I think the Democrats are more, the extreme left Democrats are smaller margin. The majority of Democrats are center-ish.
Right.
In that realm.
Well, you gotta
there's all of these people that can be sucked away.
You gotta use at least Tulsi Gabbard as a mark for a general Democrat. And the Democrats have went so far over here, and the Republicans honestly have, if you look back to the beginning of the Obama administration when the coexist movement started, and we were really like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like we've allowed ourselves to go left as far as we're willing to go left. You know what I mean? Like we've given in the name of peace and love and just tranquility. We've given while the name calling and the hatred has gotten worse, but we've given. And we've given to the point that certain political people were like, I gotta go back to where I'm supposed to be, and these people came over to me. You went over there. So,
and dude, the political spectrum is long and varied.
I feel like
every party on the left, there's an equal party on the right.
Well, I feel like that gap,
like there isn't.
I feel like the gap between where the Democrat Party has went to and where the Republican Party has given to so far, but that has opened a general independent party, like a large
and you want
portion independent party. Like it's a slice of fucking pie. It is like so.
You want to know my thing is I think that what we might possibly be seeing, and if it happens, you're going to see a nationwide movement to back this possibility. All right. So let's fast forward. We already know that RFK's already went independent. Donald Trump, 100% going to be Republican primary winner.
Right.
We all obviously know Joe Biden's going to be his Democrat primary winner. Nobody's really going to challenge him. The only way they're going to get him out is 25th Amendment or his health. And then Kamala Harris becomes president. She appoints her vice president, makes Gavin Newsom her vice president. Okay, this is all scary and far-fetched. All right, so let's fast forward to maybe October, maybe September. All right, we're 2 months out from voting, from Election Day. Donald Trump still He is the Republican primary. It's Republican Donald Trump, Independent RFK, Democrat Joe Biden. Those are your choices. You have 3 months until voting day. Donald Trump comes in and says, hey, man, you know there's no way you're going to win. RFK. Can I nominate you as my vice president? Then you have a Republican president, a Democrat independent vice president. You take all of those votes that RFK just siphoned off of Joe Biden, and it becomes votes for the president.
I don't know, man, because never Trump is strong.
Hundreds of millions of votes for a ticket like that.
The never Trump
because
is strong.
RFK is very close to center.
Yes.
So close to center. And he's going to stop any extreme movements by Donald Trump, while at the same time bringing those people that you just mentioned.
Right.
The majority of the left are center left. They are not in the extreme party.
I feel like
even Nancy Pelosi. Go back in her very beginning. She's not as extreme as people paint her to be. She was just the Speaker of the House for so long. When you're the Speaker, you have to cater to both sides of your party. And sometimes, like you're seeing now with Matt Gaetz, sometimes the left extreme has a little more pull than you want. And sometimes you have to go that direction.
I feel like Matt Gaetz showed that the extreme right has a little more pull than he thought
They
was
do,
going to have.
because it's such a slim majority. They knew they had this.
Somebody said the other day, they were like, Matt Gaetz, and I forget what they said, and he's a nobody. I was like, that nobody.
Bro.
That nobody walked up into the House of Representatives the other day and yoked the Speaker of the House right up out of his seat.
Matt Gaetz could very well be a 10 to 12 year from now presidential candidate, because I wouldn't hesitate 1 minute to see him run for Florida governor.
Oh, no.
DeSantis is pretty much done after this term.
DeSantis, yeah. He kind of stabbed himself in the foot on that one, didn't he?
He could probably win the governorship.
I don't know, man. I mean, he got in. He was going nowhere when Trump came out and said, "Hey, I'm going to back this guy," and then he went real quick to the top of the vote, and then he won, and he's going to run against Trump. I don't want to quote a podcast I heard the other day because I can't remember which one it was, but if he'd have waited 8 years after let Trump have another presidency, let him run his time out. If his time's ran out in 4, then ask him and run after he's done. He could have had 8 years. He could have had 8 years as president. Absolutely, but he's done stabbed Trump in the back, and I mean,
it's not about
Trump supporters don't appreciate, but it's not stabbed in the back.
It's not stabbed in the back.
He showed a lack of loyalty.
Exactly.
Well,
not even. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, he showed a lack of
loyalty. No. Here's what he did.
Principle.
Here's what he did.
He broke a principle.
He ran. He ran on the governor of Florida as I am your governor. During that election cycle in Florida, he was asked numerous times, "Are you going to run for president? I am your governor." The instant he got the opportunity, he flipped the switch, just like a typical shady politician.
So,
who does and says what the fuck you want to hear, and as soon as he gets somewhere, he does the exact opposite.
He doesn't have any.
He has no backbone.
Yeah, no.
And Republican voters sniff that shit out from a mile away.
No, we're tired of this shit.
Even though he's a great governor. He is a great governor. He's absolutely a great governor. There's no doubt about that.
I was listening to...
Oh, he might be too good of a governor because, bro, Florida's population, oh my God. There's no way you could get me to go down there for longer than 7 to 10 days. I'll go down there for vacation. I love Florida. There's no way I can live down there.
Water makes people...
You know how many people moved down there during COVID? From California alone?
Hey,
California
dude.
just lost like 300,000 people in their population.
You know, me and Joni were talking because, you know, I was like, you know, if we moved away, once my kids are 18 and everything, you know, maybe we can move to another state, find somewhere to go live. You know what I mean? And I was like, she was like, where would you want to go? I said, I want to go south. I was like, I don't want more snakes, and I damn sure don't want gators. I said, but I don't want to go north. I don't want grizzlies. I don't want to go too far west. I don't want wolves. So I'm thinking Ohio.
I'm definitely not going north. If I move somewhere out of this state,
Eastern Ohio.
if I move out of this state and I'm going warm, I want to fish and play golf all year. I don't want.
No, because everywhere you can fish and play golf all year, there's things in the water where you don't want to swim. I don't know. I guess we.
Dude, I don't need to swim.
Right.
I'm thinking like South Carolina. Perfect for me. If I ever move out of here, South Carolina, not the beach. Like my buddy, or not my buddy, I'm sitting there talking to him like you don't even fucking know him. Chef X lives in Aiken, South Carolina. Dude, he's like 15 minutes from Augusta National Golf Club.
Nice.
Right there across the fucking Georgia border. Chef Axe lives right there, dude. He's been trying to get me to come down there forever. Like, just where he lives, within 45-minute drives, there's 4 country clubs.
Damn.
Because Augusta National's right there. You know how many people Augusta National turn down every year?
Right.
There's always country clubs really close by to pick up that slack. I was like, holy shit.
Nice.
But, you know, that's the heartland, South. That's the down countries.
You know what? I wouldn't mind because I'm a park guy. Like, I wouldn't mind moving to, like, North Carolina, right at the bottom of the Appalachian Mountains.
And, bro, are you talking, like, no restrictions at all? This is just a dream?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to leave the continental U.S.
No, definitely not. But I've heard that Arizona is extremely nice. Yes, it's hot, but it's a way different heat because there's no trees. It's not humid heat.
Right.
It's fucking heat. Real heat.
Yeah. You just talked me out of it.
That's only during the summer months, just like we have here. You know what I mean? Like during early spring and shit, it might get, you know, 80, just like it does here. But it's just a dry air. And because it's less humid, it's better for your health. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
I've talked to several people from Arizona. They're like, yeah, it's nice out there. But I don't know. These are my bucket list. You know what I mean? Things I think I just want to travel somewhere. Just
Yeah,
drive.
man. I'd love to have like a sleeper bus
Yeah.
and just make like a loop.
Just drive.
Dude, I tell you, man, that
Dude, you know what would be ideal for me? Like, I would love to have the balls just to leave everything in that bus like you're talking about with a couple $1,000s in my pocket. And when I get low on money, I'm just going to stop in this little town for a week or two and get a job. I'm going to hang out with some people, work this job for 2 or 3 weeks, save my money, and bounce again.
if I was younger, I could have chosen to live like that.
Right.
And
But it
could have
takes
had a
balls to take off without knowing the end. You know, you're just going. No destination, just driving. You know what I mean? Always keeping $2,000 or $3,000 in savings, you know, because you never know when you're going to blow a tire or break an axle. You never know.
Right.
You got to keep money in savings, but just to know that I don't know where I'm going.
Go to the next place.
You know, what's that old saying? Not all who wander are lost.
Right.
You know, it'd be cool,
Right.
just to.
Right.
Once my kids are grown,
I'm too old.
you know what I mean?
We live in a crazier world. If we lived in 1985,
Dude, the older I
I'd
get,
go off now. But dude, I'm not going out in this world like that.
I
go out in the
feel like
woods.
where I live, I feel safe from almost any.
Is that your location in the town, or in the
it's my location geographically in this country.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel safe.
Oh yeah.
I'm not really gonna get.
Like I said, dude, you could do it once. You could have a day where you're going to go into random communities and commit atrocities, and go as far as you can. But dude,
there is no retreat.
You're going to do it once.
You will die.
You will die. You will do it once.
These terrorists.
The next time that van pulls up
they
somewhere,
retreated back to safety. You do that here, there's no retreat. Where you going to go?
Well, you can go run and hide.
Dude, you know
we can't seem to find people in America, but we can find them all over the world.
I promise you, they'll be real lynch mobs. Real. Let's go. We won't be on horseback. It'll be side by sides and four wheelers. But that's not the point. I'll take my fucking Subaru. You know what I'm saying? You know what's killing me? Get these motherfuckers.
You know what's killing me is hearing people that call me Islamophobic like three presidencies ago scream, "Kill them all!"
Like, you know, that I don't like anything with the word phobia behind it.
I don't either. It's just made up words.
Yeah, it's just something that.
I mean, because it's not about a religion. It's about it's like, you know, I don't hate Chicago because it's got a South Side gang. You know, the South Side gang
would be a great city to visit.
Yeah, but the South Side gang's an issue. You know, so
it is. Well, you stay the fuck out of their territory.
Yeah.
Period. The end.
Let them have their territory and leave them alone.
Yeah, because that's.
But if they decide to come over to your concert and shoot some people, you might have to remove.
We're about to invade them, motherfucker.
We're about to remove your territory. You know what? I mean, this, like I said, this has been going on
thousands of years. Thousands. This has been happening for thousands of years.
You know what got my attention was I was watching this for far too long yesterday.
It's like,
and dude, there was a lot of missiles launched. A lot. Yeah. They don't seem to be launching anymore.
No, they're getting ready to start the ground invasion.
No, I literally watched. No, that's the bombing. You could watch like from Gaza, missiles come up, and I don't know if you know the Iron Dome works.
Yeah.
You launch a missile, it launches two.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, you launch a missile, the computer determines, is that missile going to hit a populated area? If it is, it launches a counter missile. If it's not, it lets that missile fly wherever the fuck it wants. Really? The Iron Dome does not intercept every missile. It makes a calculation on where that missile's going to land.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
And then it launches one right behind it that goes then it goes one right behind it that goes to the original location of the missile launch.
Oh, see, I didn't know that part. That's even better.
Because drones in the air can see where the missile came from. So that's why they do this shit where they'll do it from a school.
Yeah,
they'll shoot launches.
They got launches. Yeah,
yeah, and then
that's just another reason why Hamas is not a good people. And I'm sorry, you're Palestinian and you don't want any part of this. You have found a way out. I promise you, if a terrorist organization takes over my neighborhood and I don't want any part of it, me and my family are getting out or we are dying right here.
Right.
I'm not going to take part in that shit. You're not going to force me to live in a way that's against.
I don't know, man. We've watched Americans be pretty complacent with the whole I don't want to make a ripple thing. I just want to, I stay out of stuff and ... You know, people will just stay out of stuff, and it's
yeah, and
it's scary.
People will stay out of stuff. I'll give you 2 instances of where people choose not to stay out of stuff.
Marvin Heemeyer.
I hate to bring it up. George Floyd. That brought every motherfucker out of every home, project, apartment. That brought everybody out. Not just black, white, Latino. People were supporting this cause because even though He may have been a criminal. I'm a white dude. You murdered him. I saw it on TV.
You sat there with your knee on his neck.
Murdered him.
Yeah.
Period. The end.
He overdosed.
And it
okay, you should have recognized that as a police officer. You know?
To me, in my opinion, it goes way beyond race.
Right.
Because you murdered that man, regardless of his criminal past.
Right.
You murdered that man.
I mean, he could have been. What if you just didn't like teenagers? You know,
that was just horrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible to see. And people came out of their homes, and they the results were not good. But can you imagine if you could organize that type of?
The problem is that, and this is George Floyd's a great example because it's all true. No matter which side of the boat you're on that you want to argue for, you are right and you do have points. Like, if you want to argue what kind of person he was, okay, well, if you want to argue what kind of person he was, George Floyd himself maybe shouldn't have been lifted as high as a human being as we did after the incident. Maybe. Because he was not a shining example of the community that they murdered. But we should have damn sure had a lot more focus on the incident of the American citizen that was murdered under the knee of a police officer on the street, on camera. And it wasn't like there was a white guy there. It was like a bad joke from my childhood. There was a white guy, a black guy, and a Chinese guy. And they all stood there and tried to block camera view while this man possibly overdosed underneath this man's knee and then choked to death. So at some point, you should have realized what was going on with this man medically. Like, forget George Floyd. I'm very adamant about going American citizen. That wasn't a black man he shot. It was an American citizen. That dude they had to take down in southern West Virginia a couple weeks ago, that wasn't a white dude. That was an American citizen. They had to take him down, though. I'm not going to argue that one. He put a gun to his head, and then he pointed it at the police. If you're willing to shoot yourself, and then you're like, fuck it, that's suicide by cop, but look, they had to do that. But
it might be considered suicide by cop, but
if he was about to shoot himself and he said, I'll just shoot some cops instead, he knew what the response was going to be.
Yeah.
So
it shouldn't be labeled as suicide by cop. It should be, you dumbass, you pointed a gun at the cops and you got dealt with. That's what it should be written down.
Yeah.
Cause of death, being a dumbass. You don't point a gun at the cops. Bro, if I got pulled over by
not if you don't want to get shot,
a gun on my hip, my hands would be on the steering wheel shaking like a motherfucking leaf. Because I don't want this cop to be nervous. I don't want to make a move to make him nervous. I don't want to get fucking dealt with like that. And I'm a fucking legal gun owner. It's not even nothing I'm doing wrong. It just makes me nervous that he might be nervous. Like, knowing I have a weapon. And that's just me being a law-abiding citizen.
Right.
If you're
I feel like that's a problem.
But the point
does that make sense? I feel like that's a problem.
The point was, it took one wrongly murdered citizen of this country to unite a people. And a lot of those people were inner city people that typically don't unite under any circumstances. I mean, I got all my people. I love all my people. I love all of y'all. But let's be real. Black people typically don't unite. They don't like each other a lot. And I don't know if white people are any different from Mexicans or Latinos.
Again.
I really don't know if it's different among the races.
I've lived in cities, and I've worked with every culture on the planet. I've worked with Lebanese people, Pakistani people. I've worked for Italian people. I've worked for French people. Yeah, like and
oh, did you say rich people already? We work for them too.
A lot of rich people.
Never for a poor person, though.
But I gotta tell you, like, people talk about white people and racism, and I'm like, I have worked with 40 cultures. I worked with Yugoslavians. Nobody likes each other in this world. Why is it such a big deal with this particular group of people? Somebody has an opinion. Like, none of these people... I've heard Middle Eastern people drop the N-bomb.
That's the problem, though, man. We went from, as a nation, as a whole picture, as a nation, we went from someone that could... in the 80s and early 90s.
Oh, my gosh.
And even in the middle 90s, early 2000s, comedians would get up on stage and make fun of you because of your race. And we would all fucking laugh. To be in a completely offended fucking generation who everything fucking hurts, your words sting, you're like, I don't know what happened. No, like, I was taught, I'm 48. I was taught, sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt. I was taught that. If someone bullied you, you either got beat up or you beat him up.
I was also taught
didn't tolerate bullying.
Right away.
Like, yes, bullying existed, but bullies only exist because there are weak people who won't stand up to themselves. Bullies just need to be stood up to.
There's two kinds of bullies. Some bullies are out to hurt you. Some bullies are just not good at giving you advice, but are trying to teach you social norms. There's two kinds of bullies. But you're right. Like, bullies only exist because people don't stand up for themselves.
Right. And well, because they sense it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, it sucks because that we've tried since I can remember. Not so much when I graduated high school in 93. So not so much when I graduated high school, but since then, like, this anti-bullying campaign. And it's almost, to me, like world hunger. Like, how many billions of dollars have been donated to world hunger? And motherfuckers are still hungry. Like, someone explain this to me. Anti-bullying campaigns aren't solving bullying.
Sam Kinison explained it.
They're only shedding light on it and sometimes even protecting the bullies. You know?
Right. Because anti-bullying turned into zero tolerance.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance turned into kids getting suspended for fighting their bullies off of them.
But then when you get accused of bullying, a lot of times they remove you from the school. They send you to this school full of other child problems, aka public school jail.
Right.
And what do? You don't get better. No, you learn from these other negative people that you've just surrounded them by. And I'm not going to name any names, but there's 2 schools just here in this county.
Oh, yeah.
Strictly for children with problems.
Yeah, the one on the west side will tase your ass. You got to sign a waiver.
Bro, no joke. So you're going to take a kid that's bullying, and 100% of the time, a bully is just projecting his or her pain on other people. That child is suffering at home. Mom, dad, missing, gone, alcoholic, drug addicted. Something's wrong. We don't care about that. As a society, we don't care what happens in your home. We just want you to act okay in society. And that's fucked up.
You're right, 100%.
And that's fucked up.
But we don't do any root problem.
And I'm not saying invasion of privacy or freedom. No. When your child is bullying, there's something wrong in your home, and it needs to be addressed as a society. There needs to be a way to say, your child is bullying other people. We therefore need to monitor your home life. We need to figure out what's wrong because you're raising a bully and putting this bully into society. And when this bully turns 18 and realizes life is hard, he starts shooting motherfuckers.
Right.
Life is hard. You can't bully adults. We'll fuck you up. You can only bully weak-minded children who don't know it's okay to defend themselves.
Right. Well, in some cases, they're given a target to bully and then defended from repercussions.
I'm not trying
from
to
that target.
blame the victim. That's not what I'm doing.
No.
The people that a bully bullies have been told at home, you can't defend yourself. So they just take it. It's fucked up.
Right.
No.
Right.
Bullies need to be taught a lesson. But, ouch. With that being said,
I know y'all ain't planning on going in at night. And I know y'all ain't planning on camping out there all day. Well, I don't know.
what I understand,
Okay.
they're already going through Gaza.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Let's see if
Friday
there's
morning at 6 a.m. Because you got to remember, they're 7 hours ahead of us.
Well, this is Fox Live.
It is 7 p.m. in Israel.
Well, this is
7
11
p.m. It
a.m.
could be almost dark. It's 7 p.m. in Israel. This is footage. It's not live.
Man.
Yeah, that's why I get on Twitter or X. You got the smart TV. Just download the app. But
What's X?
it's Twitter.
Oh.
Go back to your home page. Go up one to home. And then
You want me to go to my smart TV?
yeah, well you can. You can download it to your. You got a smart TV. You can have all your apps on your TV that are on your phone. You can get all kinds of apps on your TV. Maybe you gotta sign in to your account. Oh, yeah, and then type in X or Twitter. It should be an app. It is on mine. I got a Roku. Oh, these are movies. No, you gotta.
There's my apps.
Where? There you go. Yeah, you should be able to get your Facebook. You should be able to bring all this shit up on TV if you want.
Huh.
Should go to.
App search.
If they don't have it, they'll put it on there. And your TV's new. It should be.
Oh, look at Twitter.
I was gonna say maybe it's still under Twitter on some apps, but I wouldn't. No results, huh? That's weird.
All right. Well.
Oh, maybe you just have to. Huh? How did I get Twitter on my TV? Did I stream it through my phone? Or cast it or something like that?
Ah.
Huh. But yeah, dude, you can.
Huh. I can do this though. Wait, no. No, because on the free channels, I swear they only update every couple days. Here we go. Nope, same exact stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, man, it's hard to get updated news, man.
I'm gonna have to go on and figure out what I did to get Twitter on my TV.
I thought about putting TikTok on here. I thought about it. You know what,
Got
writer?
it on there?
No. I think
that makes me wonder. Like, I got TikTok and shit on my computer, but I'm pretty sure I watch Twitter videos on my TV. It's gonna gonna bother me now until I.
Do you have Facebook on your TV?
No, I don't watch Facebook a lot.
I'm waiting for the game to kick off here, and I know I've said that 1,000 times, but I just feel like all the pro-Palestinian rallies, all the calls for worldwide events coming from this leader. Dude, what gets me is the amount of people who are pro a terrorist organization in America.
Yeah. But they don't say they're pro-Hamas. They say they're pro-Palestinian. But that's how they spin it, man. It's not fair because but Hamas is the ruling party of the Palestinian people because that's how they wanted it to be, apparently. And I'm not saying all Palestinians are Hamas. I'm not implying that in any way. That's not fair.
Right.
But you know that you elected a terrorist government who has used all of its money buying weapons to kill Jews. That's their sole purpose. And It's literally in their constitution.
It's in their Bible, in their constitution,
in their preamble. Like there's a concept, a Hamas. It's not called Constitution. It's called something else. But it's like in the first paragraph. It says something like Islam must rule the world. And blah 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 blah.
Telling you, man.
Yeah, dude, it's unreal.
I'm telling you. And we're about to go back fucking with Lebanon again now. And dude, last time we messed with Lebanon, we had.
It's not a we, not yet. It's not a we, not yet.
Oh no.
We, just like in Ukraine, we supply the weapons to Israel. They go fight until someone else gets involved, like Russia or China or.
How many people can we supply weapons to for war?
No, that's a very good question.
For everybody. Okay, so let's look at ourselves kind of like the drug house in the neighborhood.
That's exactly the reason why we get paid every week and we go buy at least one box of shells every week. They're only like $19 and I get one every week if I can because fuck y'all. We can't keep supplying these weapons. I don't feel like. I'm sorry, bro. If you needed all the weapons from me, and I was cutting myself short to supply you weapons, I don't think that I don't know if we're friends.
It's obvious our government's never sold drugs.
Right. Thank you. They do it every day.
Well, not on the street level.
I mean,
they just kind of supply a hanger and turn their back. Yeah. Like it's obvious they've never actually had to avoid law enforcement and government agencies and detection because they just do shit out in the open.
We're 100%. They don't fucking care. It's like how many years after the fact did we
Hey, remember the album?
What was it? Like how many years after the fact did we finally realize it was the CIA supplying all the crack in southern Los Angeles?
Yeah.
It was years after the fact. Like all the damage is already done.
Dude, have you seen American Made, the Tom Cruise movie about the pilot flying for the CIA?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, man. Like at one point, Tom Cruise has to wear the fat suit because the pilot got fat at the end, right?
Yeah.
Is that the movie?
That's the wrong movie. I don't think it. No.
Maybe that's the wrong movie.
No. Right? Maybe. I don't remember that part. No, he's flying drugs for the CIA and for the cartels.
Yeah. And he's getting away with it because he's sending other planes to get caught so he can sneak through and shit.
And they arrest him.
Oh, it's great.
And the sheriff gets the DA gets a call from the Clinton Foundation saying you just need to let him go.
Right. fucking with my money, bro. Dude, I really do think that all of this, like, this is all just a prequel. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
This is all a build-up. You know what I mean? The people are really, 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 really getting tired of governments having their own set of rules and being enriched by those rules while the rest of us just live under the rules that they create, that they don't abide to by themselves.
Right.
And it's really becoming a shit. There's a right word for it, man. Is it populist? Is it a populist movement? People against the government?
Yeah, I think that's the word. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like, it shouldn't be like this.
No.
Dude, we're taxed to no end. You know, I mean, it's unreal the amount of taxes that we pay on our income.
Right. Well, I mean, our dollar's taxed like by 50% by the time it's spent.
Yeah, and it's not even worth much.
No. But you know what? This is intentional. Like, it's intentional. This was a plan. People had to sit down at a table and be like, all right, here's what we're going to do. It runs too smoothly. Like, there was a video that came out the other day of Border Patrol agents arguing with their boss during the briefing, talking about how, you know, why aren't we allowed to do anything? Why are you, you know, blocking us from keeping these people out of the country? And he's like, y'all need to quit making this political. And they're like, we're not making it political. We're just tired of standing by and doing nothing while we're overran all day. When listen, you've been propagandized. No. Like, he keeps throwing these words out. And they're like, no, we were hired and trained to do a specific task, and you are telling us not to do it, that we're going to do this other task. And he's like, y'all are looking.
Tell me you saw the fucking nugget this week. The probably by far best nugget of the week. You know you saw this.
Which one?
And you just probably don't know it yet. No, you saw it.
Which one?
John Fetterman. Please tell me you saw this, bro.
No.
John Fetterman's doing an interview in his fucking shorts and Carhartt sweatshirt, and he literally tells the fucking interviewer, you know, it's no secret. Is it Fallon? Jimmy Fallon? I don't remember which one it was. He literally tells the interviewer, you know, I don't know if you know this or not, but, you know, people aren't sending the best and brightest to Washington. There's been a fucking clip of gold this week, bro. Like, everybody has literally been like, yeah. It's exactly. No doubt. No shit. Bro, you can't even wear a fucking suit, you tool bag. You know what I'm saying? You're a fucking useless.
Come here, look at my fucking Uncle Fester.
The fact that you fucking even got...
If you get caught with a crack rock and a hooker, nobody's going to be shocked.
Wow.
Like...
Wow.
You dress... I mean, it's not that you don't wear a suit. It's that you dress like a... You dress like a complete, like, I mean, I understand you're trying to relate. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm a redneck. If I wanted to wear my t-shirt and jeans and run for an office, and I got elected in my t-shirt and jeans because they related to me and I got elected, that's great. But now you've given me the job and the task of representing you publicly and in these other places. Now I have to put on a suit so that I can go do the job, so that I get the respect here. Like, come on, man.
Bro, when you're on a talk show...
Mitch McConnell's halfway through a stroke. And you he don't even respect you.
When you're on a talk show, like, okay, be casual. Slacks and a button-up. No tie, no jacket. You don't have to be so formal. Business casual is fine when you're doing a talk show. When you're at a microphone addressing your constituents. I would never have a problem with a politician taking off his tie, taking off his coat, and be like, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, George Bush did it.
I would never have a problem with that. When you show up in Carhartt, and it's not just Carhartt, let me go ahead and say this to anybody that might end up watching this. Motherfucker is 4 times too big for him. It don't even fit him. Get one that fits.
He looks like a kid with daddy's work clothes.
Get one that fits, bro. Come on. Stop being a jerk. Man, come on.
What, did he piss himself and he had to put him in something? I got these.
And then as soon as he gets elected, he had a stroke or some shit. And he was in the hospital.
I don't think that's him. He looks totally different now.
He said, I don't think that's him.
Dude. I wouldn't say that if somebody hadn't, given me, good reason to say that.
Yeah, I think I saw it, too.
Let's see here. How do I do this? All right, I'm going to say, is John Fetterman being cloned? Because that's how you get to the conspiracy theory. And then we can see if we can find one of the pictures. It's like him side by side. Well, there we go, but it's not a very good picture. Yeah, here we go. These are all pictures of John Fetterman.
Oh, yeah.
These are all Zoom talk conversations with John Fetterman.
This dude looks different every time. That motherfucker changed his facial hair like I changed my underwear.
I'm just saying, I feel like the head shapes are different.
Except your head don't look right, bro.
But no, he's a complex character. Like that I don't want to say I think Dr. Oz won that election, but I think Dr. Oz won that election.
I've learned that worrying about whether or not elections were done properly is a useless waste of my time.
I just don't feel like the people are really that stupid. I'm trying to keep my hopes up. I don't know. I have arguments with people sometimes, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful. We were talking about the Biden impeachment the other day, and somebody goes, there is absolutely not 1 ounce or shred of any evidence that Joe Biden committed any crimes.
Oh, there's plenty of evidence.
And I was like, can we start with the fact that the FBI, when investigating Hunter Biden, sent a report. There's a report written on the report. They sent a report back to the investigator and said that they should remove anything pertaining to political figure number 1. And then there's a connected report on the personnel list, everybody involved with the entire thing, and it says VP Joseph Biden, political figure number 1.
Oops.
So, we can start there, okay? We'll skip over. I was a smart ass about it. I was like, we'll skip over the bank records that Bank of America sent of red flag transactions that went to Biden family members, and nobody can explain why the CCP sent every Biden family member enough money to equivalent to $32 million. And then you got the former president of Ukraine has actually testified or sent testimony and released recorded phone calls. And it was I love it. Look, we're Americans. We can't relate. We can't relate to the fact that our politicians got so many. This is the Ukraine. We've been ran by the mob for decades. I recorded every conversation we had. He bribed me, I bribed him. It is what it is. It's Ukraine. Here's the tapes.
Dude, I watched this fucking interview with this, like, former radical jihadist.
Yeah.
He's reformed or whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He did an interview. He said, look, they tell you, if you're in America and you're Islamic, or, yeah, Islam is the religion, Muslim are the people. If you're Islamic, you should be voting Democrat. Because the Democrats typically are busy with bleeding heart societal problems and not focus on the big picture.
Right.
So always vote Democrat so that you can keep them busy. Because Republicans really see the bigger picture.
Right.
Like, this is the fucking former former freedom fighter or whatever you call it. Called it something.
There's a
radical Muslim.
There's an interview on Patrick Bet David, and it's probably a year old. I'd really have to, if you want me to find it, I'll scroll down and find it. It's 3.5 hours long, and it's an interview with a guy who grew up, if I'm not mistaken,
Scared me.
grew up in Hamas, ended up in Guantanamo Bay, got out of Guantanamo Bay and joined some kind of Israeli anti-terrorist force. And like so he's been on both sides of that fence. He's like, I'm the only guy in the world that's on the terror watch list and on the terrorists watch list. Because he's totally like, but it's 3.5 hours of the most interesting interview. Like, I was glued the entire time he was talking. Like, it was really, really in depth. And like, with watching what's going on now, it's very much like, I'm remembering how he said a lot of things about how, you know, it's ideology. My fucking dog wants in.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was the most mumbling speech ever.
Rolling almost 2 hours, bro, so.
Oh, well shit, let's cut it off, man. I'll go all day.
Yeah.
It was good seeing everybody.
Yep. Anybody that watches this, everybody have a great day.
Yeah. Whether it's next week or one of my great-great-grandkids. Hey, wouldn't that be cool shit? One of my great-great-grandkids watches this 20
Oh, yeah, that's the whole point. Just have something in some kind of digital format.
Yeah, this is my great-great-grandpa talking about World War III.
That they might be living through life.
Right.
Like, we'll be themed as fortune tellers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My grandparents said this shit back in 2023.
Oh my god.
2043.
We told you. AI hasn't taken over yet.
Oh yeah. Don't forget that.
Yeah, AI has not taken over yet.
Yeah. It's close.
ChatGPT, my version was last updated in 2019. It doesn't even know what January 6th is.
No, but just remember, yeah.
January 6th is a lie. For entertainment purposes only.
Do you remember the story about that AI robot that the Marines defeated?
With a bot?
Or like play. They were literally just playing games with this motherfucker. Like so far, AI is not taking over. We're still smarter.
Yeah, some Marines outsmarted it with a box. They just got in a box and snuck up on it.
Those are the stories we need to cover.
Yes.
But
Yes. But let's shut this down.
Later,
Deuces.
everybody.
Good to see everybody.